Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. On this episode of Days of Our Lives, a troubling incident prompts Jada, Rafe, Channel, and Johnny to have a meaningful conversation. Leo also makes an impression on Chad and Everett, while Sloane and Nickel become closer. Paulina, Channel, and Abe are ecstatic to see so many people on an unlucky day of service, beautifying the area outside the pub. Johnny joins them and serves coffee while wearing an apron from Brady's pub. Channel worries about Paulina's biopsy findings as she follows Johnny back inside. Nickel goes up to Paulina and Abe outside. She reveals that Holly is having testing to determine whether moving to Italy for treatment is possible. While EJ stays behind to assist in taking down the drug criminals, she will accompany Holly. Abe reassures her that they will support her in any way they can. Chad and Everett are picking up rubbish in the park when Everett becomes weak and finds it difficult to speak. Sitting on the bench, he explains that he has experienced periods of vertigo ever since his coma. All he wants is something to eat. Leo tells Sloane in the square that he followed her spending plan even though she turned down his 3 requests for additional funds. Now that he's back, he's making his pittance at the paper, where she will be astounded by his brilliant return column on Lady Whistleblower. If the worn-out mother doesn't increase her financial help, he threatens to expose her and walks off. Nickel goes up to Sloane. Nickel discloses that Holly might be traveling to Italy for medical care after inquiring about Jude. Sloane says she has been thinking about them in prayer. Nickel is taken aback by it, but Sloane's become more devout since becoming a mother. Nickel is informed by Sloane that she is out shopping for dinner with John and Marlena, but she freely acknowledges that Eric's picture-perfect mother intimidates her. Nickel advises Sloane to drink a large glass of wine for herself in advance to help her unwind. But Marlena is only human. She did have an affair with John once. On the other hand, Marlena will feel helpful, and Sloane won't feel condemned if Sloane asks for guidance up front. It'll be easy sailing for the remainder of the evening. Sloane appreciates Nickel's wise counsel. In the newsroom, Everett recuperates after consuming a protein bar. In the episode featuring Mayor Price, he and Chad talk about being vigilant about potential health issues. Leo interrupts, upset that his return hasn't been met with greater enthusiasm. His first column is late, as Chad points out. Leo promises it will be worth the wait as he mails it to them. Surprisingly, both men concur after reading it. Jada walks into the pub with Rafe after pretending to have the police call her for shoplifting from a store. Rafe reassures her that it's acceptable to take a break for a meal after a difficult day, as she concerns about returning to work. In addition, since it's a holiday, she ought to have taken the day off. Jada works on this holiday every year to commemorate the values of service to others that Dr. King advocated for. She is grateful that she can do what she does, in part, because of him. She finds it hard to image a woman of color working as a detective for a large city police department in the past. While Tate isn't present, Johnny offers Rafe and Jada menus and explains that he is assisting his grandfather Roman. Given that Jada has had the worst morning ever, Channel offers her some Sweet Bits donuts. Jada agrees with gusto. Johnny and Channel are at Rafe and Jada's table at the pub. Channel brightens as Johnny, sporting an apron from Brady's pub, crosses his arms with a hint of a smirk. Rafe smiles at Jada as she peers into a box of pastries. Later, Jada suggests to Rafe that Dr. King would want her to go on and ignore what happened, according to some advice. However, she doesn't believe he meant it at all. She believes that action must be taken when injustice is witnessed. Johnny asks Channel at a different table if she has ever experienced profiling similar to that of Jada. "Are you serious?" she asks. A woman in the square just the other day was walking by with her purse clenched. When he's with her, Johnny has never witnessed it. Channel notes that although he's not searching for it, it occurs everywhere. People were staring at them for being an interracial couple even in Italy. They would not have been allowed to marry in many places of our country when her mother was a child. Although they've made great progress, much more need to be done. Leo's essay in The Spectator, which describes how openly gay African-American Bayard Rustin assisted Dr. King in planning the March on Washington, is praised by Chad and Everett. Because most people at the time didn't want to associate various civil rights movements as being a part of the same movement, Leo adds that not many people are aware of him. Everett wishes to publish it under Leo's own name rather than his byline as Lady Whistleblower. Chad pauses. Rafe talks about how he was profiled at a store since his last name is Hernandez at the pub. Jada understands, but at least it's not all about his hair. She makes a call to Chanel, and together they lament the constant request for hair touches. Jada remembers her mother not being happy that her first husband was a white Jewish man as Johnny brings them food. Rafe is hoping she moved past it. Jada claims that it was all for naught when her hubby vanished on her. Johnny brings up the Loving case, in which laws prohibiting interracial marriage were overturned, enabling the couple to marry anybody they desired. Channel notes same-sex couples were not included in the definition of whomever. She is a bisexual black lady who has given up on categorizing herself, since it is exhausting to be so many different people. Jada believes it is also tiresome to not acknowledge it. Nicole believes that in a previous life, she and Sloan would have been friends in the square. Her kindness in allowing Eric to spend so much time at the hospital with her and Holly is greatly appreciated. Sloan is aware that he will always adore Nicole and Holly. That is what she will have to put up with. Shocked, she bolts out. Chad is concerned about the ramifications of Leo's piece in the press. Leave the fallout, responds Everett. Leo's writings are accurate, truthful, and instructive. That matters more than the bottom line, don't you think? Chad consents to release Leo's excellent essay. Leo requests the remainder of the day off, expressing gratitude for their support. Instead, Chad gives him a broom so they can clean up the park. When Paulina receives her biopsy results in her office, she accepts Abe's invitation to go with her. She opens her show with a quotation from James Baldwin, "Not everything that is faced can be changed," while he operates the controls. Abe interrupts her to get her to finish when she coughs and has trouble speaking. But until it's faced, nothing can be changed. Johnny tells Rafe how much he looked up to him as a child at the pub. He assumed he would join the FBI like him, but Rafe is aware of Johnny's storytelling abilities. As Johnny notes, a storyteller out of employment. He hasn't felt more helpful than he does now that he is volunteering at the pub. Perhaps it's time to think about pursuing a fulfilling profession. According to Channel, what is meaningful depends on the viewer. Paulina elaborates on why inclusion and equality shouldn't be contentious as she wraps up her podcast. Our goals in life are the same for everyone. Above all, we must keep up the good work that has been done to improve the state of this world by opening our hearts and minds. Theresa and Brady receive excellent news next on Days of Our Lives, and Eric and Sloan invite John and Marlena to dinner. Thanks for watching if you liked this video. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.